So today I have a little bit of a review for you. Not really a review, it's more of a first impressions kind of thing. I got the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. So it just comes in a sleeve, looks like this. But then on the back it has all of the colors, their names and stuff because they're not in the palette. It also came with this little guide doodad, which is great. They're always like really fun to do, to have around. When this palette came out, I wanted it because obviously I want all of the Kat Von D makeup, but it was sort of like a matte, it's a matte palette basically is what it is. You've got all of these like 3 different little groupings of like neutral, cool, and warm tone mattes. So I was like, I don't need that, obviously. I have so many, I mean, like my primary eyeshadow collection is MAC eyeshadows, and I have all of them. So I have these shades, I do. But the thing about this palette is it's all sort of in one, which is really convenient, and it's really beautiful. The packaging is so gorgeous. It was 50 bucks, so it's not like it's really cheap or anything, especially for shades that you could say are really commonplace and easy to find. However, what I really love about this palette is, there are a few things I really love about this palette, is I really like the groupings. They have grouped them all together in such a way that they're in the same color families, and I really love the quality of these shadows. I feel like they're better than the last palette, Interstellar palette. I feel like these have a little bit more pigmentation. They don't like sheer out. They're also very, very blendable. They're very easy to blend. But because of that, they do sort of, let me see if I can show you. They do sort of kick up a lot of products. There's a lot of powder that comes from these. Let me see if I can show you maybe this one. You put your, and then you get all of that. You just have to be a little bit careful. You can't really stab. If you're used to a more tightly packed eyeshadow, something that's a little harder to blend, these are not them. These, you have to be a little bit more delicate, a little more light-handed. Can't really like go in there super aggressively because you'll blend it away a little bit and it will just leave your palette a dusty dust bowl mess. I did do my makeup with this palette today. I used mainly the warm shades, and I think actually the one thing that is kind of weird for me is that like the neutral palette, the middle brown from the neutral palette, and then the middle brown from the warm palette, I feel like they should be switched because this one's more of a cool brown and this one's more of a warm brown. This is more like, I don't know, something not quite like mystery, but this is more like embark. I mean, like it's just got more warm tones in it, but I mean, like that doesn't matter. It's in the same palette, whatever. It's just, I'm nitpicking seriously there. The thing that I think is so cool about this palette is if you are pale, this palette is super amazing. It's great for everybody, mostly, but if you are super pale, you can do your whole face with this palette. So like you can use all of these for your eyeshadow, and then this is an amazing contour shade. So much more cool than Taupe from NYX, the blush that is very popular among the pale girls. Amazing. It's an amazing contour. I love that. And then this is Ludwin, and this makes a really good blush. If you are pale, it makes a really great, like very subtle kind of peach blush. So I'm going to swatch these on eyeshadow primer because that's how I wear my eyeshadow. Oh, yes, and I did use this whole palette, or this palette for my whole face today. So the contour, the highlight, and I have a tiny little bit of the Ludwin color on my cheeks for a little bit of color, but not too much. You know, color scares me sometimes. I don't like it. Okay, so here we have the neutrals. This is Lattice on top. Lattice. I really don't know how to pronounce a lot of these. I'm sorry. You can make fun of me, it's fine. Lattice, and then here we have Samael, Solus, and Lucius. I feel like Lucius is definitely more sheer and has like a little bit of a sheen to it. Whereas the others I feel like are matte. And also Lattice is a bit sheer as well. So here we have the cool tones. The top is Lazarus, Celeos, Shax, and Liberatus. I love this. And the black is really, really pigmented, but it's not like unmanageable to where you can't sheer it out. So up top is Ludwin. Then this is Succubus, Styrie or Styrie or Styrie, I don't know. And then Latinus. And Succubus is like, it's like if Swiss Chocolate and Brown Script had a baby. Succubus. It's beautiful. So yeah, those are the swatches. Here they are again. The only thing about this palette that's like obvious to me that is like a little bit problematic is the fallout, but you're sort of gonna have that when you have really, really pigmented eyeshadows that just go on straight. They're gonna be a little loose. So you just have to not be so heavy-handed with it. I would say too that if you are a makeup artist and you already have a bunch of mattes and you don't need another palette, this is probably not for you unless you're a collector of Kat Von D. I'm such a sucker for packaging that is black and like beautiful and crazy, like that's not normal packaging. Like if I get another palette that is like, you know, like some weird white hard shelled gold thing, like it has gorgeous stuff inside, but the packaging looks like it was made for, you know, like not to be offensive, but like a middle-aged housewife in Orange County. Like I don't want that. I want beautiful things from Kat Von D that I love. So I really feel like if you are a makeup artist and you already have every matte brown under the sun, you definitely don't need this unless you need it for just the fact that it's beautiful and it's a Kat Von D thing. But if you need some matte eyeshadows, this is a really amazing palette. It's very multi-purpose. I could travel with this and do my entire face and not have to worry about it. And like, I swear, it's so amazing to have like a pale girl all-in-one kind of palette right there. Look at that. Highlight, contour, blush, eyes. I would say probably just on really, really deep skins, this probably won't work as well because there are, you know, 4 very pale, you know, shades in there that is just gonna look ashy. What else can I say about it? I don't know. I'm really excited to use it more, and even though I do have like a ton of matte eyeshadows, I've sort of been like wrestling with whether or not I'm gonna keep it because it is $50. It's pretty expensive. But I already have these shadows like 3 times over, literally. Like it makes no sense for me to have this on it, if I'm being honest with myself. However, I was feeling sick last week and I needed a pick-me-up, and this made me feel so much better, and I really I love it. And I think that just for this contour shade alone, I can't let this go. So I'm leaning toward the I'm keeping it, even though have tons of shades that look like this already. So those are my swatches and first impressions of the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. If you guys have picked this up, let me know what your thoughts are on it. And yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them below. And until then, take care of yourselves, stay spooky, do all the fun things, and I'll see you later.